guys, Todd Cremeans here. Today we're going to be talking about 5 tips to instantly improve your videos today. Roll the intro. Welcome back, guys. I hope everybody's doing well. It's so wonderful to see everyone today. I hope everybody's surviving through this pandemic situation that we're going through. But hey, I got some good news. Today we're going to be sharing 5 tips to instantly improve your videos and the production value. So let's jump right into it. So tip number 1 is lighting. Just lighting in general. You want to make sure you have good lighting when you're shooting your videos. If you don't have access to, professional lighting, there's plenty of other ways that you can really improve the quality of your videos. One is if you shoot your video next to a window to have the natural light coming in. That would be a huge help to create some natural soft light while you're creating your videos. The other thing too is a good choice would be to go outside. And when you go outside, you want to make sure you're not in harsh daylight. So in other words, high noon right out in the midday sun is not the best time to shoot a good quality video. What you can do is go outside, find a nice shaded spot that might be backlit to have some light behind you. Would tremendously help the quality of your videos. Having the correct lighting in your videos actually allows you to be creative and to color grade correctly, so you can make things look cooler, you're making things look a little bit warmer. So if you want a beach scene or a kind of a suspenseful scene where you want your lighting to look more blue, it gives you some more leeway with that. With poor lighting conditions, it can just really trash your videos. It can make them look grainy and muddy and very unprofessional. So this is a perfect example of what you don't want to do when it comes to lighting, is standing out wherever you are on location and having the sun beating directly down in your face. So when you're outside shooting, avoid this. If you watch the time of day, early morning, late afternoon, or late evening, you'll do so much better. But I can take this area that I'm in right now. You can see I can change the position. The sun's behind me, it'll look a lot better. Or I can find some shade, like underneath this shade tree. Hey, and it works out just perfect. So you can do things like I said before. You can change the color grading to make it look more interesting, warm it up, cool it down, and just play with it. But without the proper lighting, that's going to be really hard to do. So tip number 1 again is use some good lighting, whether it's natural lighting by a window in your house or going outside like I am today and finding a nice shaded area that will create some soft light on your face. Tip number 2 is one area that I struggle with myself every time I create a video, and that is having the right music and sound effects. Having the right music can really, again, make or break your video. Adding sound effects can really add depth to your videos, creating a sense for the viewer that they're actually there experiencing exactly what you're experiencing. There are lots of different places to get sound, music. I like to use Envato Elements for mine. You can also get some free sounds and music like I've mentioned in other videos. Make sure that you choose music that is royalty free, so you don't get in trouble with copyright laws, or when you post your videos to YouTube, you won't get ticked with having copyrighted music. Also with the music, it's really important that you edit with the beat. This creates a sense of flow in your videos and really makes your videos seem more professional, as opposed to having music that isn't cut with the beat. It just seems kind of choppy and it doesn't flow well. Having the right music can, again, just make or break your video. So you can have a B-roll sequence that is just amazing and super slow motion, and it just looks fantastic with a good color grading. But if you have the wrong type of music playing in the background, then it can just trash it. So this is one area that you'll find yourself spending lots of time finding just the right music to make that B-roll look impressive and professional. Make sure you're choosing the right music to match the feel and look of the video that you're trying to create. The third tip is make sure you're educating yourself. You know, whether it's with your camera, make sure you know all your settings, how to change the exposure, white balance, all those types of things. But also just educating yourself on different filmmaking techniques, you know, taking tutorials online. You know, I've spent hours watching YouTube tutorials on, you know, how to compose my shots, or how to shoot in slow motion, how to use the ND filter, you know, what's the right frame rates to shoot your footage in. So you want to make sure you understand all those things. Some great resources that I've used personally, aside from YouTube, is udemy.com. You can get really cheap courses on there that, especially if you're a beginner, you can find some good courses to help out with that. Skillshare is another good resource that you can use. But just understanding filmmaking and cinematic shots can help you prepare your shots when you're out in the field. So if you want to do a transition that is kind of interesting, you know how to plan ahead. So it's really important, again, to educate yourself on transitions and your camera, exposure settings. So take advantage of all the online resources that you have. To this day, I continue to take courses to improve my skills. I guarantee it, if you choose to continue learning through these online resources, your skills will go through the roof in a short amount of time, and they make a huge difference in the production quality of your videos. Tip number 4 is to create motion in your videos. So in other words, if you're, you know, taking a shot of, you know, a product that you're shooting, you don't want to just put your camera on it and have a still video. You know, you can take a picture and do that. It looks so much more dynamic and creative if you add motion to that. Now you can do that with your camera. That's the obvious thing. Now, what happens if you forget? You know, you press for time and you really didn't get the shot you wanted. You can actually do the camera movement in post in your editing software. What I like to do when I'm putting together a B-roll sequence is to try to connect each shot with motion that may be moving in the same direction. It helps to create motion, and it leads the eye in the right direction to help move your story forward. Also, by adding the motion, it just creates a more cinematic feel to your footage and to your videos. So I highly recommend adding motion when you can, you know, whether it's a zoom in or out, panning left, right, whipping into the shot or out of the shot, just to create more of a cinematic feel. You won't regret doing that. I have to say that these tips are not all an exhaustive list. These are just some things to get you started and to help out with increasing the quality and production of your videos. So the 5th thing that we want to take a look at is the location. So, you know, the location and time of day that you're actually shooting your video will make the world of difference. So, you know, if you're shooting outside in noon sunlight with harsh lighting in your face, and harsh shadows casting with those raccoon eyes that you see a lot in videos, it could just ruin your video. So you want to make sure that you're planning your shots out and your videos with the time of day. I like to shoot my videos earlier in the morning and later in the evening towards sunset. Today I'm outside kind of, well, it's almost 4 o'clock today, but I'm under this tree that's got some soft light and it's shaded in here, so it helps. But ideally, if you're shooting on location, try to shoot for those morning hours and evening hours where the sun is lower and it creates a natural lighting scenario that just will look amazing to your footage. Also, something that you might consider is if you're shooting your video inside, if you're doing a vlog style video, is to look at the background, make sure it looks nice in the background, maybe make it look interesting, tidy it up so it doesn't look like it's just a wreck in your house, but make it look nice, compose your shot nicely, and that will also make a huge difference in the production quality of your video. So in summary, the 5 tips to help increase the production value of your videos are: 1, make sure you're using the proper lighting. Number 2, you want to make sure that you're choosing the right music and sound effects that will match the theme of your video. The 3rd thing that you want to do is educate yourself. You know, learn the proper settings of your camera. Make sure that you're just devouring every piece of information about filmmaking, vlog making, cinematic videos, motion graphics. Just consume all that you can and apply it to your videos, and it will make a world of difference. Number 4, you want to make sure that you're using motion in your videos. So you want to, you know, push in, push out, you know, pan right, pan left, pan up, pan down, and then when you put all those sequences together, make sure you connect those motions, and it will help the flow of your video so much better. The last thing that we mentioned is, you know, making sure that the location and time of day is, you know, scouted out and thought about before you go out. So I hope these tips help you today, and I hope you implement them right now. If this is your first time visiting the channel, I'm so happy to have you here. I would love for you to subscribe, like this video, and make sure you ring the bell before you leave today. I'm trying to provide weekly videos to inspire other filmmakers or creative people to get started with their creative ideas when it comes to video and things like that. So I hope you found great value with this video, and that you start implementing these 5 tips today. I would love to see what you've done so far. So for those of you that are pursuing creativity and filmmaking, cinematic videos, just leave a link in the comments so I can take a look at what you're doing. I would love to see the types of videos that you're making, and you know, what they look like. So anyway, again, thank you so much for stopping by, and we'll see you again next week.